Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 now. Episode 3 of Website Review. This is an exciting one that we're going to do. We're actually going to do a lawn mowing business. So I used to run a little landscaping business myself. That was one of the first businesses I started. So this could be an interesting one to go over. He's got a good website, no major complaints straight off the bat. Just room for improvement. So let's go over this. Obviously, all the websites that we review, the idea is not to, belittle the business or anything like that. It's literally just to offer room for improvement. This is not a client of mine. This is a random website that I found just on Google Maps and then clicked website and then we got here. So let's have a look. Obviously, they've got lawn mowing Boronia, and they're called E&B property maintenance. So E&B property maintenance, and the first thing that I would say is the URL for the homepage should not really be lawn mowing Boronia. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to remove that and see where that takes me. Okay, cool. So the first page you click on Google doesn't actually take me there. So it must be a little bit of a landing page, which is okay. So now we're at the homepage, we can actually have a look. So first thing we got here is professional gardening and ground maintenance. It's got all the things that they list. I love that they're just upfront. And the first thing they've explained is, what do we offer? What do we actually do? This video is awesome. I love how it automatically plays. It shows what they actually do. They've kicked it out of the park there. I didn't even have a video on my first one, and I thought I had a pretty good website. They've done a great job there. What I would actually do, though, I would make this, they call it like a hero header. So I'd make the menu a little bit smaller. I don't think it needs to be that big. I think they can get rid of this top bit where it says 04 and where it says contact. They could replace that with like a little phone symbol or icon. And then when you click that, it calls. And then that way they can make that a little bit smaller. And this gives them a little bit more room here where they can put a really elegant, they can put this video with some writing over it, actually. So they can have this video right here, really elegant in high quality, and then have the writing over top. And I think that would look immaculate and would really, really stand out. Next part is we've got testimonials. So we've got a couple of testimonials here. And what I found, especially from working with a lot of the clients I've got at the moment, is some of the best testimonials that you can actually have is actual proper screenshots from your Google reviews or Facebook, or they come from something like Trustpilot where I can actually click on them and go and double check because, buyers, especially online, are starting to become a lot more conscious of fake reviews. These obviously are not fake reviews. They don't look like fake reviews. They look pretty legitimate to me. But adding that extra level of social proof really makes a big difference. So they've got services listed here again. I don't really think they need to list it again. I'd probably even go with a nice picture here or something to showcase. You want to break up the content, or even, I think the services don't need to be listed twice. So if there's I'd list your key services all up here. Making your outdoor space the best it can be. They've obviously got some beautiful pictures. That looks immaculate. It shows that they work with, they do predominantly homes, but obviously up here they talked about, they do property maintenance. So I assume they do the commercial sites, backyards and large commercial sites. So they got all that covered. And then this is really cool too. What I would do though is I would break this up. So what I mean by breaking that up is I do like little text boxes and try and make this broken up a little bit more. The reason being is because it looks like a lot of writing. It's not, but it looks like it. So you want to make it look as minimal as possible. Frequent searches leading to this page. So I'm not sure why that's there. I don't know if that's like an old SEO tactic, but that's probably not needed there anymore. I would probably remove that. Now we've got down here, we've got expert advice, meticulous attention to detail, latest equipment and processes, strict safety protocols. This is great. This is probably the certain things that people would have, concerns about, because there are a lot of businesses in the landscaping game that, they're chop up jobs, right? They're not experts. They're not qualified to be doing what they do, and a lot of them don't have a lot of experience. So this adds that extra level of detail, and I think they've broken this up quite nicely. Recent work, they've got a really nice gallery. I love that. Once again, I would probably, you want to go with your best pictures, although, a lot of these are really nice. And you've got to show that you do commercial property, so it'd stand that out a little bit more. Probably the main thing that I would actually do is I would list up here where you've got property maintenance. I would make it clear that the two major things that you offer. So I would say property maintenance or residential and commercial services. So residential and commercial services should be the main thing. That should be your headline, in my opinion. And then you should have all your services listed underneath. And then where it says fully licensed and insured, family owned, you could do icons here. So you have fully licensed, family owned, member of Independent Lawn Mowing Contractors Australia, and then have them listed. And then that's going to stand out a lot more, and it breaks down the amount of writing that you've got there as well. So far, looking pretty good. Get a free quote. It's got his phone number there. Perfect. Trading hours. Yeah, no worries. Service area, southeast Melbourne. And then it's got a little call to action. So, looks fine. What we can do now is we can have a look. We've got down here, property maintenance website by YouMedia. So as you can see, YouMedia has built this. I have not built this. This could be quite an older website as well. So let's go to the About page. Cool. So here you go. You've got that icon, Independent Lawn Mowing Contractors of Australia. So you could put that icon on the front with those other icons that I was talking about, and you can make them. If there's probably not an icon that says family run, you got to make it. But it wouldn't hurt. You could go on Fiverr, get something like that, or even just hire a good, really, really professional web design agency and ask them to do that. Family run. I love this. About us. Property maintenance, proud family owned business. So they're really obviously want to go over that. They explain that they've got 17 years of experience. I'd be putting that in a headline for sure. I would have somewhere, even if it's up here or something like that, I'd be like 17 years of experience. I'd be highlighting that big time. Residential and commercial clients, that's awesome. Fully insured, that's a big deal. Cool. So they got that. Get a free quote. So the call to actions are at the bottom of every page, obviously, because it's the footer. Now we've got commercial services, commercial and garden maintenance. Now on that homepage where I talked about having the big hero header, you could have two buttons as well, which is commercial services, residential services, that could take them to these pages. And looks great. Commercial garden maintenance for tidy, safe, active grounds. They've got a picture that's obviously from a commercial property. Get a free quote. Testimonials. So it's very similar to the homepage, which is fine because it outlines the most important things. Get a free quote, takes me down to the footer. That's fine. It loads nice and quick, so I wouldn't complain about that. Now we got residential services. This is awesome. Looks really cool. I'd love to see that video on or another slightly different version of that video on each page. I reckon that would be really cool. For many properties, cool. And the main reason I say that is because what you got to understand, especially with Google and the way that the algorithm works, not everyone's actually going to land on your homepage. So many of the people that are actually searching for your business or your services could end up on the residential services page. So having that video and even a full with hero header on each page, makes sense for that side of things. And that's where you should have the analytics set up, and you should be tracking where each of your users are coming from. Making your outdoor space the very best it can be. Family-owned operation. Looks awesome. That's an amazing picture. Make it a little bit bigger. I'd go really big with that picture. Just make it really stand out. A tailored approach, which is really good. People like to know in this industry that, you're willing to, adapt to the way that they like things done. Eco-friendly and fully insured. That's really cool. So they use the latest equipment. So they're obviously a really, really professional gardening business. Areas that we service. Let's have a look at that. So obviously here they've got a list of different areas that they service, which makes sense. They couldn't do the whole of Melbourne because they'd be, 1 minute they'd be at one side of Melbourne and the next minute they'd be at the other side. It'd just be a statistical nightmare. I think that even in the areas that we service, they should still have that footer there with the call to action to get your free quote. It's not there. I can't scroll down, so that should be put in there. Gallery, let's have a look. So we've got the gallery on the homepage. Probably don't need it on there again, but that's okay. Obviously, they've got some nice pictures. Obviously, you want to get the best pictures you can, though, right? So I'd even get something like this is all right, but get the best pictures you got. If you've got a lawn that's striped up nicely, put something like that on there. And don't be afraid too for your hero images to pay it for good quality images. When you want something to stand out, yes, you've got the proof here that you've done the work. That's awesome, but you want the main picture to stand out. But the gallery is fine. It looks really good. Shows the different things that he does. He obviously does edging. He does the lawns. It's got a before and after. But yeah, obviously, the best images that you think you could put together would be the best. Let's have a look at the contact page. As we can see, the contact page is the exact same as that footer, which is no worries. Yeah, that's pretty much the website. So just to rehash, loved the video. I think that's awesome. Lawn mowing, dating. So I think this definitely is like an SEO thing. So it's obviously worked for them in the past. So the website needs a little bit of an update, but it's done great so far. And images like this are what really stand out. So I'd be looking for images that are very attractive like this. And these are the main ones that you want to feature on the website. Awesome.